warm welcome to you all for our webinar in emerging careers in data science and analytics. So we have our industry experts, Mr. Syed Mohammad, who will be helping us understand more about business analytics. And talking about Syed Mohammad, basically he is a data and applied scientist in Microsoft. He has also worked in Amazon as well as Tiger Analytics. So we are quite excited. Thank you so much, Syed, for joining us this webinar. And over to you now.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Let me quickly share my screen. And please let me know when you all can see it.
Yes, sir, it is visible. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So thank you so much for the introduction, Sagar. So we will quickly start the session. All right. So basically, quick introduction about me. Hi, I'm Syed, and I've been working in Microsoft for now for almost 8 months now. And I'm working as a data scientist. Predominantly, my career starts and ends on the data science. So I have a bachelor's and master's degree in computer science and engineering. And prior to working in Microsoft, I actually worked in Amazon in their data sciences team. And prior to that, I worked in Tiger. And I'm very excited to be here and to talk about what all are the emerging careers in the data analytics field. And I'm very happy and very excited to share all the information with you. So if you have any questions, maybe you can post it in the chat. We can take it up after the presentation. I think that works, Sagar, right?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Then. So let's quickly start. So we have the agenda over here, right? And you can see that we have to cover quite a lot of topics. And we will be covering each and every one of them. And if you have, again, any questions, then please feel free to post these things. So without further ado, let's start and let's ask a very burning question, right? That why are the jobs related to data in demand, right? And we want to know that what's happening, what the statistics behind it. So, let's dive. So I'll be projecting few key points over here, and I would like you to pay attention, and we'll try to make sense out of it, as and when we'll progress. So, data science market is expected to grow from 95.39 billion in 2021 to 322.9 billion in 2026. So you can see that this is exploding. And, if you think that data bubble is going to, burst or it won't survive long, then this fact or the statistics basically totally defies that, right? So the data is here to stay. As and when more and more companies or more and more industries are adopting data, the need for people and the budget is just skyrocketing over here. All right, let's move to the next point. Next point, you'll see that AI is becoming very popular in the businesses and companies of all sizes, right? It is not the case that only the big companies, right, only the giants are investing into AI. You can see that all the companies, let it be startups, let it be a mid-sized company, and I'll be very surprised to see a new startup that is coming. You are hearing about it. They're not using any AI technologies into their system, right? So all the companies with all the different domains, they are incorporating AI, they are incorporating these ML models. Hence, there is a lot of void between the number of data scientists that are available in the market and whatever the demand is, right? So you can see that this is the right time to get into this field, fill that void, and get a good foothold in this particular field. Then moving forward, you can see another statistics. You say that the number of jobs requiring data skill is required to grow of almost 28% by 2026. So this kind of supports all the statistics which are behind, which we covered earlier, right? Because industries are expanding, because more and more companies are investing into data science. What we are seeing over here is that we are seeing increase in more and more number of jobs which requires data field. Okay. Then again, you see another way to look at the data is that about 80% of the companies are investing their earnings into creating different sorts of data analytics division into their companies, right? And when they create these divisions, when they look for the data scientists, they go ahead and hire more and more people into this domain. And then this is from the data perspective, other were from the skills perspective, right? So according to IBM, like 90% of the data that we have created has been created in past 2 years. So 90% of the data that mankind has ever created, it has been created into past 2 years. So just look at it from the data point of view, that what the explosion is from like they're sitting on so much amount of data. Companies do not know what to do with it. Hence, they are investing a lot into these fields, right? So it kind of, we have come an entire circle over here from the data perspective, from the skill set perspective. All right, moving forward. So what is business analytics, right? We are over here. We want to understand this field. We want to know. So let's sit and decode this together, right? What business analytics is. So business analytics is nothing but, let's say that if I am a company and I am operating, let's say since past many years, right? And I want to take a meaningful decision. And let's say I want to take a decision which involves huge risk or which involves, huge amount of money. Then, I will not take that decision randomly. Okay. What I'll do is that whatever data is available to me, whatever data is exposed to me, I'll try to make use of that data to get all the insights possible. And then I'll take those decisions. So this is what the business analytics is, right? In plain words, whatever is written over here, like a company, a business, which takes decision based on the insights or based on the predictions that they have generated. And that's called business analytics, right? And now this is a very key point over here, right? What is the process that is involved in the business analytics? And I want you to basically, remember these words which are highlighted over here, because we'll be coming to it again and again over the course of this slide, right? So there are these processes, right, which are involved, right? Let's start. We start with data collection. So they are in the order, right? We start with data collection. Then we do data mining, we do descriptive analytics, we do predictive analytics, and then we do visualization and reporting, right? So these 5 processes are a uber level of processes which are there under the big umbrella of business analytics, which these companies or businesses use to gain those meaningful insights which we talked about earlier. Okay, and just hang on to this thought or hang on to these points, because we'll be coming to it again. All right. Then business analytics builds the foundation of business intelligence and attempts to make an educated prediction, which we talked about earlier, right? That we want to take those educated guesses. We want to be correct as much as possible when it comes to taking key decisions, key business decisions, key strategic decisions, right? And we use these next generation technologies. And what these next generation technologies are, again, we will be coming to these things, in the future slides. All right. So business analytics, they use tools and technologies like machine learning, like cloud, like natural language processing, and things like that to, aggregate the data, sort the data, and generate all the insights which, we need to take the particular business decisions. Okay. Then in the previous slide, we talked about the process, right? You see over here, we had the 5 points. Now what I'll do is that I'll go a little bit detail into these points, right? So that it is a little bit more clear to all of you that what these processes stand for. All right. So let's have a look at these processes. So first was data collection, right? So now we are in 2023, right? Data is generated by each and every device which we can think of. Let it be, devices like the cameras, right? Let it be devices like your refrigerator. Let it be devices like your cell phone, right? Each and every devices, they create the data. And from the business point of view, it can be things like social media posts, right? Which a company is running. Or it can be things like sensors which are installed in the factories. So there are different type of data which are available in different formats. So data collection tells us that, or data collection teaches us that how we can take all these data and then convert it into, into a database, or bring it into one database, which is mostly cloud-based, so that we can access the data from anywhere. and how we can process those data, because data can be in form of text, data can be in form of images, data can be in form of numbers, right? And how we can process them, how we can bring them into one database. Then next was data mining, right? Once the data is stored, then we have to process it, we have to sort it, we have to find the insights into it, right? Then data mining tells us that what all are the meaningful patterns that we can find, we can get out of the data, we can extract these values, right? So we typically use ML over here, and the data scientist allows or uses these technologies to get the output or get the the patterns or recognized in the very short amount of time, rather than be sitting manually and going through each and every data point trying to make sense of. Then we talked about descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics is making sense of data, right? For example, understanding the data, what is behind the data, what is the story behind the data. So this is one thing we do. Then if we move into predictive analysis, then there comes that once we understand the data, we know that what causes what is the causality, what all things are there, right? Then we can move on to the predictive analysis. Predictive analysis is where you build these machine learning and deep learning models, which will give you an outcome, and this can shape the decision of your company, right? So once that is done, now let's say that if I am a data scientist or I am a data analyst, and then I build these models, right, I have to take these insights to the business. Business may not understand these technical words. Then this comes the very important part, which is visualization and reporting. So over here, what we can do is that we can get those technical information, we can convert them into charts and graphs and present it to the business so that they can take these key decisions, they can take those key insights out of whatever hard work we have done from the data collection till predictive analytics. Moving on. So you might have heard about the word data analytics also, right? And you must be wondering that what is the difference between business analytics and data analytics? So in a short way, we can say that data analytics is more of a generalized way of processing the data. So if I am working on a problem statement, but it is not related to any, it is not solving any business problem, right? Then we can say that, okay, we are just doing a data analytics. But if that particular problem is geared towards solving a business need or a business insight or towards the business problem, then it becomes business analytics. So you can say that business analytics is a subset of data analytics. I have tried to represent this in a very simple chart over here. Data analytics can be a very broader chart. And if you put business on top of it and you mix those things and your objective becomes to solve the business problem, right? Then it basically becomes the business analytics. So you can say that it's a subset, and people often use these words, interchangeably, and we should not be confused, while hearing these words. It's nothing. It's just a subset of this particular field. Then where all these fields are actually, or where all these analytics are used in the industry, right? I have given very superficial examples till now, but now, I'll take few of the industries, and what I'll try to do is that I try to, break it down and try to see that how business analytics or how analytics is basically helping those industries into their day-to-day business. So we can start with marketing company. Let's say that, I am a marketing company and I want to understand multiple things. For example, what was the return of investment in my last ad campaign, right? How can I target particular customers where my sales can be, higher? So all these things, what we do is that a business problem is right there, right? We want to increase return on investment. We want to, reach out to more and more people. How we can do that? We can use business analytics. We can use machine learning. We can use AI to take those key decisions, right? In which demographics do we want to market? Which demographics we want to run this type of ads, right? So all these things we can take, we can put it into these algorithms. We can try to solve the business problem. And similarly, we'll talk about other use cases. For example, if I am, HR department of a company, I want to understand that why my employees are leaving, or what type of employee do I need to hire. So whatever the behavior or the pattern of the employees are, or we want to, let's say, run a recruitment ad and things like that. Things are always they are just connected to each other. We cannot just treat things in silo. For example, human resource can reach out to marketing. They can say that, hey, we have vacancy. Why don't you promote my company? Why don't you promote this particular ad? You see, right? Then the analytics into human resources can spill over into analytics into marketing, and likewise. So it's not the case that you will have the business impact in just one place. All these things are interconnected, and that's what they add the complexity, and that's what I think is the challenge, which inspire you to basically go out and work there every day and try to solve these problems. All right, then this problem can be, sales team can also, solve this problem, right? For example, like what all things I can buy, what all things, needs to be available in what all region and what all seasons, right? For example, companies like Amazon, when they have these big billion sales and things like that, it should not happen that things go out of stock, right? And hence it will, just hamper their whatever effort they have put into and whatever their sales are, and then their name will also be called out, and PR will not be that good, right? So sales team also use ML and these analytics just to understand that where we can, turn our revenue, where we can profit, where we can put more things, where we can move inventory out of these things, right? And then basically finance is connected to each and every company and into each and every domain. Once we have the enough, let's say, budget to sponsor the teams or to sponsor any kind of project, then only company operates. So finance is another area where we can help, or business analytics can help them optimize their workflow, and ML can give them more specialized findings, which they cannot do it, just by looking at the data or solving it manually. So these are the industries, and these are on the very high level, right? We are on like 40,000 feet high right now. If you will, double click on each of these things, you will find integrated details, and there can be lots of other industries also, right? For example, streaming company, they can have like Netflix or Prime Video. They can have, different type of analytic problem to solve. So this is on a high level that what all ways analytics are helping these companies. Now, what is it for you, right? I don't belong to this field. I do not have experience into this field, and I want to go into this field, right? You must be asking these questions, and that's why I think we are here. So how do these things which we talked about, how do they translate to different career options for me? So don't worry, I'll answer those, but you'll see a very, very familiar words over here, right? We discussed these things into previous 2 slides, that these were the pillars of business analytics. This is how business analytics basically works on a top-down approach, right? Data collection, data mining, descriptive analysis, predictive analysis, and visualization and reporting. So once it is there, I want to talk about that what all different career options this field opens. Okay, so the data collection opens the option for you to become a data engineer. So, for example, if you want to, if you want to deal with the backend data, you want to understand that how these data are stored. We talked about that data can be in any form. Data can be in the form of image. Data can be in form of text, or it can be in form of purely numbers, right? So how do you even store this data? How do you make it available? How do you make queries run very fast, right? All these things, data collection part opens the career opportunity for you to become data engineer. Then in the data mining piece, right, there can be 2 fields which interchangeably basically tries to tackle this data mining problem. A data analyst can also pick up this particular field, or a data scientist can pick up this field. Since these roles are, a little bit loosely defined in each of the companies, there may not be a very strict boundaries between the roles. Hence, I have written both the name over here, and the responsibilities can be taken up by any one of them, right? A data analyst can, build some basic ML model, or a data scientist cannot say that, hey, I will not, go and sort the data and not find any meaningful insights. So these things can spill over, and hence I have added, these 2 points. So you can say that if you want to go into data mining, then this opens the opportunity for you to become a data analyst and eventually become data scientist, right? Descriptive analytics, if you want to move into these things, then you can become a business analyst over here, right? You and business analysts also have another important responsibility, which we'll see just in a while. If you want to, move into predictive analysis field, then you can, jump into the data science field, right? You can become a data scientist, and then you can start working into this. And then visualization and reporting, again, there comes the business analyst, which is responsible for writing queries, for creating reports. You can say that it is a front end or the face of whatever data scientist is doing behind the scenes or data analyst is doing behind the scenes, right? That how does my data look like? How does my model work? What all are the future predictions that is out there? So without business analyst, will not be able to project it in a more meaningful and efficient way to the business. So you can see that business analyst or business analytics is a huge umbrella over here. And within those umbrella, we have lots of career opportunities, right? You can become any of these things. And really, I have written, just the most common title that is out there. There are so many other titles. Let's say if you belong to a business or a marketing or, business side of the thing, you can even become a technical product manager, right? You can become a technical program manager, things like that. So don't worry, like this field has taken over every field by storm, and there's an opportunity for each and every one to get integrated into this particular field and contribute in a very meaningful way. Okay, moving forward. So what all are the key skill sets for all the career points or career paths we talked about? So for data scientists, one should really know that how to build models, what all are the behind the scenes things, right? They should understand that how to explore the data and how to make meaningful insights. Business analyst, as we talked about, right? They deal with visualization. They should be aware of all the visualization tools, all the dashboarding tools, let it be Power BI or let it be Tableau, right? Then they should be very efficient in writing SQL scripts. And again, EDA is expert in data analysis. It is nothing just exploration of data, trying to make sense that what is happening behind the scenes. And if we look at data engineer, then they should be, working with these big data technologies like Hadoop, Spark, and things that we keep on hearing these words, right? And then they should have a very good backend understanding that how data are stored, how to manipulate data, how to make data available all the time, and things like that. Then I have added another flavor of you can say thing in the business analytics, which is becoming popular these days, which is called ML engineer. So what happens is that usually when we have the traditional software engineers, right, they don't have much information or much knowledge about the ML part or the business analytics needs, right? So to build these models or to build the dashboard or even to store the data, we need to have the infrastructure behind, right? And the software engineers who have the understanding of ML, they are basically called ML engineers, and they are geared more towards software development and software engineering than building the. So they build the platforms and features for the data scientists and business analysts so that they can put the dashboard out there, they can build the models and things like that. Cool. Then some common misconceptions. I think I saw a couple of questions also over here. I hope that this clear those doubts, right? That let's directly jump into it, right? So one of the most thing which I also hear, and the people who reach out to me, they ask this question, right? I don't belong to computer science field. Okay, I am from totally different field. Let's say I'm not even from engineering, right? Can I jump into this field? And the answer is yes, and yes, and yes. So you can jump into this field. Data science is not computer science. In fact, so whatever career I have, right, let it be in Microsoft or in Amazon, 90% of the people I have worked with, right, they do not belong to the computer science background. They have picked up these skills by, either working into this field or by doing these courses out there and specialization out there and things like that. So do not worry. that, if you do not belong to computer science, or you even don't even belong to the engineering, right? You cannot pick up this field. You go and read about the profiles of the people out there who are working, into this field. Half of them or most of them won't be belonging to this field, right? Because ML is integrated everywhere. Doctors are using ML, right? Lawyers are using ML. You and I, people who are working in the industry, let's say banking sector, let's say any of the sector, everyone is using business analytics or in turn using ML. And then, they are, doing very well into the field. So this is a misconception. Don't fall for this. Next, data science is dominated by mathematicians. Now, this is one of the misconceptions even I had when I was doing my master's. I wanted to get into this field that, hey, let's say that I'm from computer science, but I do not have mathematics background, right? I have not done or I have not taken mathematics as my majors and things like that. But looking at these names, right, machine learning, AI, and all these things are so heavy words. And I must be very good in the mathematics in order to succeed. Again, it's a misconception. Mathematics might be required for, a very specialized or niche part of the ML, which 90% of the people or 95% of the people don't get into, right? Basic maths is required, linear algebra or basic elementary algebra, which we have studied in our 10th or 12th class. That is something which we are all aware of. But if you think that very specialized mathematics, which you need to, be in the lab code, you need to grow your hairs and all those things, no, you don't have to do that, right? You can jump into this field. Then moving on to success in the field of data science, you must be a hardcore coder. Well, again, another misconception, I would like to say that you need not be a hardcore coder, right? If that is the requirement, then you become a software engineer. You don't become a data scientist, right? And if that is the case, so you need to know the basic coding syntax. You need to know the basic programming skills. And that's all. You don't need to go ahead and solve the problems of dynamic programming and things like that. So this is again a misconception which people hesitate to jump into this field. So you don't need to do very hardcore coding. Yes, you should know basics of coding. You should know basics of whatever language you are picking up. But you don't need to be a hardcore coder in that particular field. Then people think that business domain knowledge is not so important. Well, this is another misconception that, let's say, I know all the machine learning algorithms of the world. Okay, I'm champion, I publish papers and things like that and all those things. And if I am given a biology problem to solve, okay, a problem which involves me to understand that what happens, let's say, behind the scenes in the cell or RNA or DNA, then all my knowledge, all mathematics, all coding will be useless because I do not know the business understanding of the particular field, right? So business knowledge is more important. You should first get, or you should understand what is happening. Why do we need to solve the problem? What business problem we are solving? And then comes the machine learning part that, okay, this is the problem. And then we can apply these tools, or we can use visualization, we can use predictive analysis, descriptive analysis to solve the question. We have a poll over here. I hope that you all can see it. If then please vote while I'll be moving forward. Then next point is learning a tool is most important in data science. So what I mean by this is that people say that, hey, I need to learn Tableau, or I need to learn Power BI, right? Or I need to learn Python, and that will help me succeed into my machine learning career. Though it is true that you should have understanding of these tools, but don't devote or dedicate your life learning these things, because the word itself is over there, which emphasizes that it's a tool. And what does a tool do? Tool just helps you get the work done, right? If, let's say, I don't have this particular tool available, I should be flexible enough to pick up any other tool and do the work, right? So just treat these programming languages, treat these BI tools or BI software or any visualization software, anything as a tool for you to solve the problem, and not rely on those things, right? If the concepts are clear, if you have the good backend understanding of everything, then you don't need to, just be master or champion in Python, right? If anyone gives you that, okay, today the constraint is that you need to work on R, then you can just simply think, okay, I just need to implement this algorithm. I need to filter this data. I can, simply just with a quick Google search, I can see that how those syntaxes are in the R. And I can tell you this with my personal experience, right? As in when you switch companies, these tools will change. So when I was in Amazon, they used to predominantly work on Python, and their visualization tool, it was called QuickSight. But when I moved to Microsoft, I have mix of Python and R both, right? And then the visualization tool changed to Power BI because Microsoft creates Power BI. So don't just rely on tools, right? You just need to know the concepts behind the scenes understanding of what is going on. Okay, then again, another misconception is data science is all about building models. But we have seen before there was 5-step process to the business analytics, or in a broader way, if you're calling it data science, that is also fine. And all those fields are, or all these processes are generating different fields, different career opportunities. Okay, then how can I start the career here? I think that is the important question. And I think in part, I have answered these questions, but still I'll just put it down in the points, right? So there are many roles we have seen into the business analytics domain, right? You can become data scientist, business analyst, data engineer, or anything, right? You can think of it in a way that, which one you can do a quick study, you can do a quick research to see that which one appeals to you the most, right? And then you can start your learning in that particular area. Or another way is that you can learn the basic concept of everything. And that is possible. You can learn the basic concept of SQL. You can learn the basic concepts of Power BI, ML, and everything. And once you have learned those, and then you can think that where I am leaning towards most, right? What is the place where I will excel the most, or I'm able to contribute the most? And then you can mold your career towards that particular piece. So to give you an example, I have done data engineering work. Whatever career I have till now, I am doing data science work, building models. I have also done, ML engineer work. So you can say that having a knowledge or picking up a course which can give you the insights on each and every domain aspect, or shed light on each of these aspects, will be very helpful. And then later you can decide that which part you want to specialize in. Then it should not happen that once you have taken up the course and then, all the motivation is gone in like 1 week or 2 weeks, just like a New Year resolution, right? Everyone hits the gym on the first week of January. And then after a couple of weeks, we see that like it's all empty. So you have to be curious. You have to complete the entire course, whatever you are taking up. And it's very important that you do that. Then again, I think we talked about this, right? That you can choose a tool and you can choose a language and you can stick to it. And why I'm saying this is because let's say that you should not, how do I put it? You should not worry about having width into your resume. You should worry about having depth into the resume, right? For example, in your resume, you're writing that you are proficient in Python. Okay, that will be of more weightage. Then you write 5 languages. I know Python, C++, Java, R, and you are not able to implement a simple code in that language. You're getting my point, right? So having the depth is far more important than having the width into the data or into any field. Like this holds true for anything, right? Anything you're working on, I'm sure that if you are from industry, you know these things, right? So this holds true for the data science part of it. All right, then I'll give this back to Sagar. That's all from my side. Sagar, you can now take from here. Will you be sharing your screen or should I keep it on? I'm sorry, I think Sagar, you're on mute.
Yes, please. Thank you so much, Syed, for giving so much insights about this particular domain of data analytics and business analytics. I believe most of the participants got a much better insightful information towards how well this particular field of analytics will help them future in terms of their career goals. So we do have a couple of questions in the chat, and I'll also be addressing, and few of the questions Syed sir will also will
I cannot hear you, Sagar.
on Sundays you'll be having your live sessions. And I can see Priyanka asking a question. Yes, there is placement assistance at the end of the program, and we will be helping you to build your resume, polish your LinkedIn profile, connect you to hiring partners, taking mock interviews. All this will happen in an extensive manner. And I'm really proud to say that this is one of the oldest program. We have successfully completed 13 batches so far. More than 1,000 participants have been a part of this particular program of business analytics. And you'll be having faculties of IIM Indore who will be training. Along with that, there is industry experts of Jigsaw Academy who would be training. And the whole idea is for you to get a hands-on learning experience. And at the end of the program, you'll also be visiting the campus of IIM Indore for your convocation for 2 days. And the best part here is you also get the executive alumni status from IIM Indore as well. I can see a couple of questions. Syed sir, I see that there is one question from one of the participant named Soham. So he's asking that people from marketing and sales domain, what should they take in terms of skill development, in terms of analytics and data science?
All right. Yeah. So I think it totally depends on like where your interest lies, right? And I have seen people, coming from all the domains and, getting segregated into all the different fields. So there is no one answer to this. And I think you should definitely get the overall understanding of what all these domains needs to offer. And wherever your inclination is, I think you can go towards that. And, it's not just that if you have chosen data science or you have chosen business analytics for your entire life, you are stuck there.
Right.
People, just change their domain all the time in the industry, right? So I have seen people who were business analysts before, they develop interest for, data science, then they jump into this particular thing, right? People who are in data science, let's say, want to move into data engineering part of thing, right? Then they can jump towards that field. So it's not like that if you are, dedicating your career into one of the field and you feel like that, okay, hey, it's not working out for me, then you can actually jump the both, and that is totally possible because you will be anyway having overview understanding of what's going on. It will be easier for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And basically, there is one more question. What I can see is they are more interested to know more about this particular program. Yes, you will be receiving a call from your academic counselors who will be helping you to get more insights about this program with IIM Indore and Jigsaw Academy. All right. And talking more about this program, so as I mentioned you, it's a 10.5 months program. Saturdays and Sundays, you will be having your live classes. And I can see from Siddharth, yes, graduation is important. You need to have your graduation. Be it in any stream, as Syed sir told, right? So, but again, as per IIM policy, 50% and above is mandatory in terms of your graduation, right? And as I've told you earlier, yes, you will be getting the executive alumni status from IIM Indore. Like you will be also visiting the campus for your convocation for 2 days at the end of the program, right? So, any other questions in the chat window? Right. So, great. So I can see a question in terms of data, right? So yes, we also have this amazing concept called BYOP, bring your own project. So let's say if you have your own data sets, you can bring in your own data sets, or we have platforms like Kaggle and GitHub, where you can always extract data sets and you can work with real-time data, where you structurally solve complex business problem, as Syed sir mentioned. And this overall 10.5 months program is designed in such a manner that you will be able to work on assignments, case studies, graded assessments, and you will be having continuous evaluation from the beginning to end. And it's more of an experiential learning, I would rather say. And the overall intent is for you to adapt all these capabilities in terms of the skills, wherein you will be able to be more industry relevant, and you will also be able to be ready for the future, right? Any other questions? I can also see some of the questions, right? I'm yet to graduate. As I mentioned you, right? You need to have your bachelor's degree, which is mandatory, right? So for more details, we'll also be connecting for all the participants, and you'll also be having one-on-one sessions as well with your academic counselors. So we have a couple of more minutes remaining. So is there any questions? Okay, so we have one more question from Kapil. So what should we do first, data science or business analytics? So it
All
would
right.
be
So
great for you
yeah,
to answer.
I think data science is part of business analytics. It's under the umbrella, right? As we talked about, there were 5 processes inside the business analytics. So once you go and start learn about the business analytics, you will encounter data science, and within data science, you will encounter ML. So I think it's more of a subset, you can say, and you will learn when you pick up this particular course.
Great. That is really insightful. And yes, we'll also be sharing the brochures so that you can go through all the details. And we have one more question from Sunanda. This is really interesting. What if I get data by web scraping and put it in CSV format? Is that applicable?
So is it like for your BYOP project, or
Yes.
can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yes. So since I told you about BYOP, right, for all the participants, so she's asking about if she can get the data of by web scraping and put in the all the CSV format, and is it applicable for them?
Yeah. I mean, like, see, if that is something which is required. For example, I want to scrape the tweets right out of Twitter, and I want to do analysis on that. Then we can do that, right? That totally depends on what type of problem you are trying to solve and what type of data you are bringing.
Thank you so much, Syed. So essentially, it's a program where you will be able to get a hands-on, right? So every single aspect would be taught from the basics to advanced level. It's a 10.5 months program, and it's going to be fun sessions. So faculties of IIM Indore, as well as industry experts who carry more than 10, 12 years of work experience will also be helping you. And I see that there are a couple of questions in terms of placements, right? So yes, there is placement assistance at the end of the program, right? So see, like there are questions like, is it placement assistance or placement guarantee, right? So essentially, we will make sure that you are ready for the industry, right? So we will ensure that you basically get a hands-on learning experience by working on multiple case studies. As Syed clearly mentioned, it is not only limited to one industry per se. It is in banking, finance, aviation, pharmaceutical, IT sector, retail industry, location-based services, manufacturing, and so on. So the whole idea is for you to solve problem, especially on business side, and you'll be able to break down the business problem to data problem and provide insights. So we make sure that you get a hands-on learning experience by the end of the program, where you also follow a framework called 5D framework, which is designed by IIM Indore faculties, where you work as a real-time business analyst. So with the concept of BYOP, which is where you can see in the screen, right? So you will be able to bring your own data, or you can always reach out to your faculty for the data sets, and they'll be happy to walk you through with all the tools and skill set what you'll be learning in this particular program and get a hands-on. So all this is something which will definitely give you weightage on your resume, and people who are looking out for a significant hike and exponential growth will always get this what they are looking out for. And any other questions in the chat window? Great. So what is the syllabus for the exam? Yes, there is a selection process for this program, right? So your counselors will be giving you more insights on this particular details. And we were also asking about course fees. Yes, we'll be happy to give you more insights on the course fees as well. There will be one-on-one sessions for the same. Hi, Syed. So you want to add any more details on this particular webinar? Sorry, Syed, you're on mute.
Oh, really sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying that we can also add that, right? That apart from getting the help from the IIM Indore faculty, we'll also be getting mentorship from the industries, right? People like me and others who are working in the industry. Then they will be helping you out once you reach to the BYOP project phase.
Absolutely. And even this particular batch is starting in the month of June, and like we are going through the selection process, and will be giving you more insights on this particular detail. So I believe we'll be able to get in connect with multiple, you'll be able to get this details over email and WhatsApp, and your also counselors will be getting in touch with you, and they'll be happy to help you for more details. Be it placements, be it the syllabus, be it the selection process, we'll be happy to help you. The next batch is starting in the month of June, Amardeep. Great. And thank you so much, Syed, for joining us in this evening. And this was really, really insightful. And let's take this forward. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening ahead.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.